Thank you for Patreon now for donating to the Patreon.
Hey guys, Vanity, Ezel, back in Carpe Vanguard, Ezel and Vanity, weekly video, so because you're to like, come subscribe, I'm so sorry. So this time we are covering more reveals from Z. We officially have the first trial decks, or trial deck at the moment, but at the end of the video we're going to have the second trial deck available, which is fun. But we're going to start with the reveals from last Tuesday, which are 2 energy-based cards, which is very important to mention, because Vanguard now has, energy addition to them as a gimmick, aka so now there's Soul Blast, there's Counter Blast, and there's Energy as a resource. And I'm just gonna tell you this right now, after playing one game with the Energy, if you whiff it, at least with the trial decks, it is very hard to come back from by whiffing it, and it feels so horrible. Like it's like a misplay. Like you acknowledge a misplay, but then imagine that times 10 because it just cost you the game possibly. So I don't know. Let's go into the start chat. Let me see what we got as I turn up my brightness because my computer literally auto restarted when I first started trying to record this video. This is my second attempt, so hopefully it doesn't auto restart this time. Anyways, Energy Generator Ride Deck Crest, 1 copy of it goes into the Ride Deck. Auto Ride Deck, when you ride, put this card into your Crest zone. If you want second Energy Charge 3, you can have up to a total of 10 energies. At the start of your ride phase, Energy Charge 3, and act once per turn, Energy Blast 7 to draw a card. So, cool. It's a possible free 3 if you win second. Now, quite literally, every deck that revolves around Energy wants to go second because it's a free Charge 3. At the start of your ride phase, again, we jump the 3 on that, and then also possible Blast 7 to draw a card. So, there's every reason to run this in every deck because no matter what deck you run, if you're running a deck that doesn't have any energy users outside of this, that's just a free draw card every single time you get to 7 energy. All around, it's not a bad card, very solid. And I just hate the energy resource because granted it was a misplay and that was on me, but like just the fact that that was so hard to come back from, it was not satisfying. It was like there's one thing like where you don't have enough CB or enough SB to like, you know, use a skill because the situation called for it, but in the moment, at least now, like where there's very few energy charge cards and then you miss it, especially because like one of your first instances using energy, oh, that felt so much worse than not being able to use a skill because of lack of CB or lack of SB. It felt so much worse. So I don't know, maybe that's just me. Then we have Light Elemental Popoa, Grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base, contains Vanguard or Rear Guard. When you ride from the red deck, you can ride by Energy Blasting 4 instead of choosing a card from hands to card it. Okay, cool, and Energy Charging base decks, that'd be great, but I am never going to do that because missing this gave me PTSD of missing energies. I'm never running that many cards of Energy Blast again. That pained me to do. And then auto when placed on Rear Guard upon guard circle by Energy Blasting 2 for the turn, it gets plus 5k power, 5k shield. All around pretty solid, extra guard, extra power, and not to mention the fact it can free ride deck, but again, until we get more energy chargers, I am not going to ever confidently use this card just because I do not missing that one really bothers the hell out of me. Now let's get on to, of course, our trial deck, which... So let me just go ahead and hover over this real quickly. Apparently, from what my understanding is, for the trial deck, except for maybe the rest of the ride line, which I'm not so sure about, but every card in the trial deck, as we've all been known, except for the main grade 3, is a vanilla. Now, why I say the ride line might be involved in that is because in like the quick little picture, which I know I didn't send to my Discord. Oh wait, no, I did. Yeah, if you've seen this quick little picture, it says, and this kind of reads in Japanese, that every single card that has a star on it is going to get reprinted in the booster set with a skill. Now, here's my thing. These all have stars on it. And if you look at them, none of them have skills. That means if you pick up this trial deck, the only card in the entire deck that's going to have a skill outside of the PG is going to be the main grade 3. And that's it. That and this. Which, in my opinion, is the dumbest thing that could ever happen. Why would I, and this is why I hate these new, or like the new trial decks that have come out, like starting with Youthberg. I could see where it was going with Youthberg, Jejuld, and Leonor, how they wanted to do like, and I'm using this in air quotes by the way, introduce new players, and then I had like the promo pack to upgrade them. You see, that was fine, but I could tell where this was going. Lo and behold, vanillas. I don't get it. I don't get why they just couldn't, at least the ride line. The fact that the ride line is vanilla is what bothers me the most. They had the audacity to make the ride line vanillas. Okay, anyways, these are the cards that are the ride line that have skills. So Blaze of Hot Air Aldard, Great Zoe boost 5k shield 6k base, amazing art, auto and road for a second draw card, standard starter. Then we have Thunderous Flame Beast Kalar, Grade 1 boost 5k shield 8k base, auto and road by Thunderous Spark Beast Kitten Rise, Energy Blast 2 to draw a card, then continues rear guard during your turn if you have a grade 3 or greater Triumph Dragon Vanguard. It gets plus 5,000 power, so cool, 13k base, which is nice. We, of course, have Thunderous Spark Beast Kitterez, Great Turns to 5k shield, 10k base. All upon by a Great 3 Triumph Dragon in the card name, you may call it to rear guard, and if you did not call it, you energy charge 3. So cool, either more free ways to energy charge to possibly get a draw off this, proc off this more, or maybe even proc off him more, but also a possible free rear guard if you already have enough energy, and then continues rear guard if you have a Great 3 or greater Vanguard Triumph Dragon in its card name, because it's 10k shield. So all around pretty solid, 15k shield, which is honestly a very good rear guard ability if you want to add it into the main deck just cause, especially because now we have 50 card main decks, but then we have Thundering Cloud Dragon, Triumph Dragon. It says something about the 4 here in a 16. I don't know what that means, and I frankly don't care. But mainly because of everything being a vanilla in this. You see, I get it, but they said everything but the ride line. What? Who made this? Who thought this was a good idea? I really want to hear the reasoning, because by the looks of it, this doesn't look like what they did with Leonorn and the lot with their child decks. I mean, maybe that's how they're going to be printed, where like they have the interactions, but if they don't print these with the interactions, I will legitimately I will be so upset, because they had the audacity to not only make the entire trial deck except for 2 cards vanillas, but they had the audacity to make the entire ride line but the main grade 3 vanillas. I just can't. I just can't. Bushy is really making me want to flip this computer right now. You have no idea how much I thought it was a joke and how I literally just stopped caring because it was a Thursday morning and I had to record. Anyways, act Vanguard Circle once per turn, card boss 1. Search after 1 card the same card name as it, reveal it, put it to your hand, show off your deck, gets 10,000 power for the turn. Okay, I heard people say this is bad. I don't hate this. As a trial deck of grade 3, being able to search a Persona ride for a simple CB? Cool. I think that ability is actually pretty solid. I hope that the other ones don't have a similar skill, because that'll be really boring really quickly, and they will disprove me any argument I have of saying that ability is cool. But cool. And then the thing that made me hate energy: auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks into a Vanguard, energy blast 4. Choose an opponent's rear guard, kill it. It gets plus 5k power and 5k and 1 crit. So it's a double crit, cool, but it's an 18k. And you get to kill a rear guard, but you have to pay 4 energy for it. The part I hate the most about energy is because if that's how every single grade, I forgot what the situation was. I think it was this deck went first, but the argument that I have here is if you miss the energy, like you miss by 1, it's because we have no energy charge right now outside of this thing. It hurts because I whiffed 1 turn of this. The deck immediately lost. Every single thing that could go wrong from that moment, game over. Didn't matter that I had Persona right, didn't matter that I had a full board. Missing that energy blast killed me. I really hope we either get a lot more energy chargers, or the cards have a lot more stronger abilities that are like, if you whiff, it's not going to be that bad. Because, my god, that sucked. And granted, the deck was kind of built around the concept of, the deck was built pretty much the same as this, just with the skill version of these guys. So, it just made me cry on the inside a little bit, not gonna lie. Anyways, here are the cards that are going to be printed in the start deck with actual card text. Of course, the ride line is also included in this. First up, we have Dragware Yama, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto rear guard when she boosts. If you have 2 or less rear guards, counter blast 1, energy blast 2, draw a card, and she gives 5,000 power. Again, I say, whiffing this made me so afraid to use energy now that legitimately I do not use that skill at all. I had several options to use her during the game. I did not, out of pure fear that I would whiff energy. I'm not even kidding with you. It legit scared me. Again, I say, I've missed timed CB and not have enough CB for skills. I've missed timed Soul Blast and not have enough Soul Blast for skills. All those were fine. I didn't care. It didn't bother me that much outside of in the moment. This legitimately bothers me for some unknown reason. I do not know why I actually give this much of a damn. It bothers me. Either way, it's an okay card. It's not the greatest, but 3, 4, I don't know. We'll come back to her in a second. The other reprints we have is Stealth Dragon Kuden Musabi, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, auto, and discard from your hand card during your ride phase. You may call his card to rear guard as rest. Okay, so Youthberg, Jejuled, and Leonorn all get a version of this, except it calls itself as Stand. The only downside is a 6k base. So we add the extra 2k. What's the way we balance this out? We just make it call it as rest. Okay, Bushy, sure, why not? Then we have Strike Dragon, Spinal Soldar. Okay, we don't. Here's what we do: we take Triumph Dragon, right? We say F him, and then we shove this into what was the dino's name that I don't know why I want to call it. Oh, it is Spinal Marquis. Yeah, we shove this in Spinal Marquis because he is a dino and he gets benefits from the opponent's rear guard getting killed. Anyways, auto rear guard once per turn when your opponent's rear guard is killed by your ability of a great 3-guarded vanguard. Spinal Marquis, he gets plus 10,000 power. So all around pretty solid. 20k swing. And if I remember Spinal Marquis correctly, you call before you kill the rear guards, meaning he'll be on board to get the 10k. All around, Spinal Soldier is a very solid grade 2, and as much as this is crappy support for very crappy grade 3 that I really hope appears in the anime just so that they're not recycling old decks and recycling decks that don't need to be recycled, such as Solarian a bunch of times, it's still a very good grade 2 for a promo card. So all around, very solid 4 of. Not in this deck, of course. Then we have Stealth Fiend of Throwing Daggers, Kakagechi, Great 205k shield, 10k base. All around discard from your hand during your right face soul boss 2 to draw a card. I can't. They gave us those Persona Right cards that did the exact same thing, except they were one soul less and they bot decked themselves. Oh, I can't. I can't. I can think of no conceivable argument unless like you want to have a bunch of stuff in drop and you consistently have enough soul to pull that off. I really like, even though he has a moon, I cannot in good conscience give this thing a pass because of that skill. The art gets a pass. This doesn't. I have to separate the art from the skill. You see, this right here, this version of the card, the one with the skill, sucks. This version right here, the one that doesn't have the skill, amazing. I cannot in good conscience give that a thumbs up in any way, shape, or form. And it was our last card that was revealed at the same time was this really cool Blaze Maiden Cindy. So grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. The last time we got a Nirvana and Bath Salgar card, it was the Blaze Maiden that dumped you the Trickstar Trick Moon. Now we have this one. Act rear guard if you're in the grade 3. If you have a grade 3 or greater vanguard with Nirvana or Bath Salgar on its card name, shove her to soul to choose a card with overdress or crossover dress from your drop zone, or an arms from your drop zone, add it to hand. So I'm the type of person that plays Urgur when I can because Urgur is straight up my favorite overdress. So in my overdress deck, I do actually have a soul problem. This fixes the soul problem of either of the two decks, immediately gets you either Vilord or arms for Bav, or literally the entirety of Nirvana's offense force. And on top of that, it's an auto drop zone skill when your Trick Moon or Trick Star is placed on rear guard by your grade 3 or greater vanguard's ability other than during the battle phase. If you don't have a unit with the same card name as this card, you may call her to rear guard. So you can get her to board. It's not a hard once per turn, and then you can send her to soul to fetch out a overdress or crossover dress, play it, and then as long as you just keep playing stuff, I mean, granted, all the Nirvanas are once per turn, and same with Bath Saga, but if you have like Amalia who can superior ride, and then you call out more of them, and she's in drop zone, you can just keep doing it. All around, Cindy's a very solid grade 1. I love her skill. Too bad she's a promo, but she looks very beautiful, so easy 4 of. And then we have all the names for the remaining start deck grade 3s, which we will at least get to see one of them later today. I forget which one it is, but we have Fierce Beast Demon King Osarages for Dark States, Water General of the Sea Crestonius for Stoicheia, Winged Angel of Rescue Zeruzel for Kiryu Sentry, and I'm now realizing he might be our Angel Ride line. Blitz Giga Mobile Astrum for Brankgate, I will kill for a Nova Ride line right now. And we have Love Call Maryland, so all around, pretty solid. That's all I gotta say, so let's cut back into the reveals for the next ones. And let's get our last reveals over and done with. So, first up we have the little overrun. Same thing applies as normal with the Dragon Empire starter deck. The ones with stars will get reprints. I noticed that we have a card in here who has a skill. I don't know why they didn't just print it with the skill, my thing is here, I don't know what this blue star stands for, and I'm still wondering about this 16. I will eventually Google Translate this, but anyways, all around pretty solid. Here's our ride line, featuring Balancer on the left and Steam Trimmer Nubagdar on the right. So featuring Balancer, when rode upon by Steam Trimmer, soul charges 2, and then you choose one of your vanguards and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Okay, pretty cool, nice generic ride line grade 1 that might honestly replace the barrel line in my opinion. And then change rear guard during turn if you have a grade 3 or greater vanguard or just in its card name. I assume it's grade 3 or greater Vanguard. I don't know why Discord doesn't put full names. This unit will get plus power of 5,000 power for the turn. All around pretty solid, so it's the same grade 1 as our other grade 1. And then Steam Trimmer to Bogdar. Honor Rotopon by a grade 3 Cardload Jester or Sir Jester in his card name. If you have 4 or more soul cards, draw a card. All around pretty solid because the starter will count as 1, it'll count as 1, the grade 1 will count as 1, and the grade 1 automatically gets you 2. And it doesn't have to require this grade 1 in soul, so to be fair, and because of most Dark States line being able to soul charge, this card can be pretty much run with any grade 1 in the ride line as long as you run a grade 3 Sir Jester in the ride line. So all around pretty solid. And then the same skill as the other grade 2, continues guard circle if your opponent's if your Vanguard's a grade 3, grades 10k shield. Okay, I don't like the fact that they're like recycling the same skills in all of them, but I mean, to be fair, their ride line skills are actually pretty cool in my opinion, so I will let those slide, and their arts are baller in my opinion, so there's that. And then of course we have also the images are for once high quality when taken straight from stream, so thank you Discord. Then we have from left to right all the cards that are going to get skills in the set. I'm just going to go down here for this, and if you want to get a little close up on their art, there you go. So from left to right we have Space Time Giant Soldier of Battle Break, this one. Auto when discarded from your hand during your ride phase by soul blasting 1, draw a card. Never mind, Discord's wrong, that's a Soul Blast 2. I knew not to trust it because I knew they would reprint the skill because they have another reprint over here. So that's actually a Soul Blast 2, so I'm changing that right now. If this causes problems for my computer, so be it. Then we have Full Pigment Dragon, this one right here. Auto rearguard, when this unit attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, again, assuming that it's Vanguard because I highly doubt it's not, with Old Resistance card name, Carabal's 1 to put one other from a rearguard to soul to draw a card. And then Burning Extraordinary Talent Yushan, auto rearguard when this unit boost, by the way, it's this one if you can't tell by the length. It boosts if you have 5 or more cards in soul, Carabal's 1 and Energy Blast 2 to draw a card, and it'll get plus 5,000 power for that battle. Okay, even if it's not going to be used for, okay, well first up, I'm starting to see each of them will have a Soul Blast 1 draw. Each of them will have this child who will act as discard fodder for a ride deck but call itself as rest. And then it seems like each of them is going to have a ride line that shares the second skill. And then each of them seems to have and I think if by what I saw from the grade 3 that I slightly skimmed before I started recording this, I think each of them are going to have the grade 3 Persona Right Searcher that also costs Energy Blast 4 to do God knows what, and I think each of them are going to have this, where it's like an Energy Blast 2, Karen plus 1 to draw a card and plus 5, because coincidentally both Dark States and Dragon Empire has one, and then they're going to have one actually unique card among each of them, which is kind of disappointing, but at the same time it's kind of cool, so all around pretty solid. And then like I said, this one has the auto discard effect, so pretty cool, and I actually can't wait to test these out because unlike the Dragon Empire deck, all these were given to me before I started recording, so it's going to be fun to build. And finally, we have Child, who this is the first time I'm reading fully, but I was right that the part of the effect I did skim. Fierce Beast, Demon King, also dressed. Okay, all around pretty baller art. Grade 3 generic personality, 13k base. Act Vanguard once per turn by Karen Blasting 1. You search for one card the same name as them. You reveal it, put it to your hand, shuffle your deck, and it gets 10,000 power for the turn. Something I remember too is if you find out, because both of them say same card name as this unit, if you find a way to give your Vanguards the rearguard names of, or like the names of other units, such as PGs, their skills can search the name of other units if you change this unit's name to match that unit. So I'm just saying, in Premium, the Dragon might be really useful in it's Murakumo, right? The one that changed the name. It might be really useful in Murakumo because name changes. And then Auto Vanguard, when this unit attacks into a Vanguard by Energy Blasting 4, choose a grade 3 card from your soul, call it to rear guard, gets 10,000 power for the turn. Okay, you know, multi-attack, I'll take it. And it gives it 10k. Honestly, pretty solid. I think in my opinion it's better than the Dragon, but again, downside is it being the Energy Blast 4, but you know what? I have a new recycled view on the Energy Blast, and even though I have not played it at all, but you know what, this thing gives me positive effort, so I'm going to give it everything I have to try to make this thing work, and I actually can't wait to test play this, which is going to be like 10 minutes after I edit and upload this. So without further ado, I'm here, hope you guys enjoyed. All around, I cannot wait to test this one out, and I'll see how it goes, because I'm actually kind of feeling really positive. So I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow Twitch, and don't forget to set up your Vanguards.